guys, how are you? Today we're back in our coffee talks here at Forest, and today we're with a really good friend and partner, Diego. He's been working with us in Europe, so I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, I've been working almost for 6 months. So happy to be here with you, Elias. Learning a lot, of course, with you that know a lot about the processing and about the coffees. And now we are organizing the next container, and we are doing all the copying and doing all the quality process. So I really want to know more about that quality process that we do for the coffee and for the varietals at the end to ship the coffee.
Yeah, that's something that we really take a lot of care here in Forest. We realize that one of the main things that we want to take care is the quality of the coffee and the traceability of all of the coffees that we have. So in all of our process, we begin by copying a lot of the coffees that are available. We try to understand each coffee and do a really good mix where we can have washed coffees, natural coffees, experimental coffees, fruit fermented coffee, like a little bit of a lot, that at the end of the day we're going to be able to have a really cool like a spectrum of profiles for the customers. After doing this, like this initial phase is just trying the coffees before milling or anything. We decide like, okay, let's go with this based on what the people want. We send these coffees to the dry milling. That is, nowadays we dry mill the coffees in Armenia and in Neiva, in two places. And in there, we basically take out the cascara of the coffee, and we start selecting the coffees, the green coffee beans, by size. So if you guys know, the coffee sizes go from below 12 until above 18. So that's like the range of all the nets, and all of our coffees normally are from 14 and above. And then we do a selection of electronic machine that takes like 1,000 pictures and pops out the green beans defects by like a shooting air, really cool. And afterwards, the last part normally for the naturals and the experimental coffees, we do a hand selection, because this type of coffees, they have a lot of really weird like colors. That is not a defect, it's like the process actually. So we have a lot of people that is hand selecting the coffee. That's one of the most difficult parts, and that takes a lot of time. And afterward, the last part is the federation, which does a physical analysis and sensory before the coffee is approved to go into the container, into the chip. So that's how the process works before it goes out.
And I also want to know what type of varietal normally you select for a coffee. How to pick that kind of varietals of each kind of the markets,
of the
different markets.
So I would say, like, I'm kind of new to the generation of coffee. If somebody that has been more than 10 years, he's going to hate me, but I would say that nowadays the profiles or the taste of the world has changed so much because of processing, that nowadays I wouldn't say that, for example, that in Europe they like more clean coffees, or that in the US they like more clean coffees. Back on the days, I'm sure that somebody would be able to say that. But nowadays, you find people in the US that they like the fruit fermented coffees. There's people in Europe that they also like the fruit fermented coffees, So I feel this nowadays.
The taste is evolving.
It's
evolving.
And it's evolving to something that I really like, and is that at the end of the day, is the coffee that people likes. Like if I like
the one that you like is the one that
and that I love funky coffees, natural, crazy funky coffees. And my brother, on the other hand, he loves washed, right? But I love naturals, and it's not a bad thing. The only bad thing for him is that I do the processing, so I don't do the naturals. But at the end of the day, it's really cool, because nowadays coffee is going to the part that it goes to the people that likes it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I really love it. And that's why we do this mix like the one that we were copying today. So I have this question for you, and is, of all the coffees, like, which one would you say that was your favorite, or
Yeah, definitely. Like you, I really like the natural, a little bit funky. With this cupping that we do for Europe, it's just, for me, it was really amazing. I really love all the coffees, but it's also what I like the most. It was like the geisha, the geisha profile, always evolving. You know, it's like you feel a little bit of passion fruit, complexity, good balance. So I really choose geisha, but it's difficult to say.
Oh,
you know?
yeah,
It's
no.
so difficult to
And
say.
as we were saying, like at the end of the day, it's really subjective, and there's so many things to choose that it's difficult to say only one. But yeah, guys, so this is basically the process that we do here in Forest Coffee. Obviously, Diego is the man in Europe, so if you wanna get some of the samples, you just have to click here, and he's going to contact you.